Hey everyone, welcome back to Between the Lines. Today we're joined by the new head KU football coach, Jim Clements. First off, thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
Great to have you. Great to finally meet you also. Okay, so let's just get started. There's a lot to talk about. You were just hired, I believe, 2 weeks ago. You just were thrust into it, and now you have spring ball and recruiting. How tough has it been transitioning so fast?
Well, the timing wasn't ideal, but it was an opportunity I had to jump on. I'm really excited to be here. Like you had mentioned, I've been here just over 2 weeks. So first thing we had to do, I got here Monday. We had our first spring practice scheduled for Wednesday, and that was 48 hours was a little bit too close. So we ended up being able to move it back a little bit, but you're really kind of pinched for time here because of the finals and when you can have kids. So it's been a process, but we just completed our 7th practice yesterday. We'll be having our 8th practice today, so we're halfway through spring ball, and it's been going good.
That's great to hear. So what bright spots have you seen, if you could point any out, and even though it's only been a week from spring ball so far?
Well, when you're looking at offensively, defensively, kicking game, you're kind of competing against each other. So, you could say, hey, that offensive tackle looks great here. He's blocking the heck out of that defensive end. And then on the same note, that defensive end's not playing too well. He's getting blocked by the offensive tackle. So you're really just evaluating all the kids, their ability, their retention, their effort. And to me, that's a big part of it. And I see that right now. Can it get better? Absolutely, and it will.
Certainly. And for those who don't know, he came from Delaware Valley College, a Division III school. Have you noticed any differences in the Division III and the Division II level?
No, to me, football's football, no matter where you're at. I think the one thing, looking from a lead perspective from the PSAC compared to the Mid-Atlantic Conference, is usually your guys up front are a little bit bigger. Your offensive linemen, your defensive linemen tend to be a little bit bigger. Your skill positions are very similar. So I'd say that would be the biggest change. And again, that's going up from Division II to FCS and FBS. It just continues to get bigger, faster, stronger. But to me, schematically and the game of football doesn't change.
Still 22 guys on the field. And so now you did, as we said, you transferred from a Division III school. What made you want to just choose Kutztown? Just what made you want to change?
Well, it was a tough decision. It wasn't an easy decision for me. I was at Del Val for 10 seasons, going on my 11th, and it was the best decade of college football in the whole history of the school. We did some really good things, and I was able to do it with a lot of really good coaches and a lot of really good players, so it was very tough to leave that. But this was an opportunity that I was looking at for a while. I'm from southeastern PA. I was born and raised in Philadelphia. I grew up in this area. My family's from this area. My friends are from this area. And to have an opportunity to be able to lead a Division II program in this conference, that doesn't come around often. And for one that was so close in proximity to where I live, was just an opportunity that I had to jump on and go after, and excited I did.
That's great. And you do bring a very impressive pedigree. You're the winningest coach in Delaware Valley College history. What are you going to bring from that successful scheme to Kutztown as far as schematics go?
Well, I can tell you, it's a process. Winning championships is a process. It doesn't just happen, especially in a day of instant gratification. Everyone wants success right away, and so do I. And I'm not a guy that's, I want to win now. I don't want to wait for a 4-year plan. I want to win as quickly as possible. But in order to do that, you got to surround yourself with good people, good players. And right now, I'm trying to get to learn those guys, and that's going to be the mantra going forward, is really getting people to buy into the culture and what we're doing here, what we plan on doing, building the foundation to be successful, not only for a short spurt, but to continue that. Not only to be good for a little bit, but to continue that and be consistent with that. It takes a lot of hard effort from everyone involved in the program, and it really stems directly on the players and what their effort is, and how they respect the game, and what they're going to do in order to get better every day.
Certainly, and one thing what was very difficult about changing schools is you have to, all of a sudden meet 90-something new guys and a bunch of new coaches. Who in particular has helped you transition, made the transition much easier?
Well, I can tell you, the whole university has been great. Everyone I've met so far has been great, very friendly. To me, that's where I was coming from. My last two spots was, more of a family atmosphere, and I feel that here. the coaching staff that's in place now has probably been my biggest crutch right now. I'm leaning on those guys for advice and for how go about doing things here at Kutztown. What we can do, what we can't do, what we need to improve on. And to me, that's the biggest part of it. Those guys have been great coaches.
That's great. It's a great coaching staff here, and I'm certainly looking forward to the season and the spring game coming up. All right, well, that's all the time we have. Thank you very much for coming on the show. Football season begins their regular season September 6th at Slippery Rock, and stay tuned for more Between the Lines.
Go KU! You going to edit that? Or?